join me? I don't know, I'm whispering actually because I'm in my own house. I was going to say you join me in my front room. Now, this is very, very unexpected. I don't often expect to do animal videos in my own house, but today is a really special day because a moment ago I just walked into my front room and I saw something brilliant sitting down there on the floor. So what's the obvious thing for anyone to do? It's go and grab your phone and make you guys a video of wildlife in your homes. And this particular bit of wildlife is something that an awful lot of people come across, particularly this time of year. If you look outside, it's a gorgeous, warm, almost like autumnal day, a late summer's day. It's damp, it's warm, and I've been thinking for a few days now that about this time of year, something wonderful happens. And I was hoping that I'd come across it. And certainly I hear a lot of people talking about it, and yes, it's happened in our own house. It's sitting down here in the corner, and I'm gonna show you something absolutely fantastic. This is one of my favorite urban bits of wildlife, and you guys have no doubt seen it as well. Right, follow this little finger I've got here, and I will show you something wicked. The finger is gonna take you guys down here into the corner, because you can see right here in the corner is one of them. It's that time of year, isn't it? When people are looking around their skirting boards, pulling cupboards out, pulling drawers out and so forth, and they find, oh my goodness, a massive spider. Right, if I pull this mat out the way, this bit of rug, I'm gonna show you one of the most wonderful spiders we get here in Britain. They've got massive legs, haven't they? And I know lots and lots of people are terrified, but I've got a little tiny story that I must tell you about these guys, and hopefully it will reassure you and explain why at this time of year, in the late summer, early autumn, all of a sudden people are seeing massive spiders in their houses. There's no coincidence that it always occurs this time of year, because what we're experiencing is part of their life cycle. Now, if I can very carefully coax this gorgeous spider out, come on, my beautiful boy. He is indeed a beautiful boy. Come on, my darling. There we are. There we are. Don't run away from me. Just turn around so we can... There we are. That's better. There we go. Right, I'll pop the camera right next to him. So this is the house spider, also known as the cardinal spider. There's quite a few different types of them here in Britain, but generally they're all quite big and gangly, and you see them either sitting out on their webs where they catch flies, or this time of year you see them running around your skirting board, running across the floor. People say, well, I've got a spider in my house. Well, it happens this time of year. If I can show you the details on this boy, and he is a boy. If I pull focus right into the middle, if you can see right in the very middle of this shot, I'll try and show with my fingers. Come on, lovely boy, don't run away. Just below my finger, you can see in between his big legs, he's got two shorter legs coming out the front of his body, and they're slightly swollen. They almost look like little boxing gloves. I'll try and turn him around. Come on, darling, turn around for me. Smack bang in the middle of the shot, you can see his face. And you can see that underneath his face, underneath his fangs, are actually two little balls. Those little balls show that he's a male. This time of year, the male spiders, which up to this point have been living like normal house spiders in their webs, tucked away in corners behind flower pots, in sheds and so on. Spiders like other arthropods, other hard-shelled animals, they have to shed their skins to get bigger. And this time of year, the males have their final molt. When they have their final molt, it means that they become mature. And this, you can actually see in this position now, you can see his palp dangling down in front of his face. The sole role for this male spider, as soon as he's shed his skin, is to go out looking for females. He's now mature, he's now got his big palps at the front, the big sort of boxing gloves, they store his sperm. And the only way he's going to find a female is by leaving his web, where he's spent his entire life. He sort of says goodbye to home, and he goes out and he looks for females, and that is why you find spiders roaming around this time of year. It's not a random event, this is absolutely part of his lifestyle. If he didn't roam around, he'd never find a female. And then, of course, he'd never mate and he'd never have babies. So when you're sitting down, you're watching your telly, and you see a big spider run across the floor, or you pull something out and it runs out and it scares you, and oh my goodness, there's a giant spider, why is there a giant spider in my house? I know they're scary, I know they're scuttly, but let's look at it from this guy's perspective. He's spent his entire life in a web. Now he's emerged from his web to go out into the big, wild, dangerous world looking for a female. And we unfortunately have come across him in the process of him looking for his female. So you've got two options. You just leave him where he is, because at the end of the day, he's not randomly in your house. He's looking for the females that live in the webs in your house. That's assuming you have females in your house. But the other option, and probably the best option, is to get a cup, or very carefully lift him up with your hands and pop him outside. Help him on his journey. This is his last journey now. He's left his web. He's hunted around now for females. Hopefully he'll find a female. But within a couple of weeks, he will be dead. That's the really sad thing about male spiders. When they leave their webs, there's no coming back. There's no returning. He's on a road to nowhere. He's on a journey looking for his female. So the next time you come across a big male spider like this, please, please try not to be scared. At the end of the day, he's more terrified than you are. He's left his gorgeous web, and now he's out here in the big wide world, hunting for his lady. So let's give him a hand. Let's pick him up, let's pop him in a glass, and let's take him outside and let him run free, and hopefully he'll find a female and he'll fulfill what he ultimately wants to do, which is to find a wife. But in this case, I'm actually going to leave him down here right where I found him. The reason being is we've got a vent right here, right next to the fire, and he's obviously come up through that vent looking for females, and I'm quite happy just to let him scuttle around on the floor, working his way around the edges, under the sofas and things, trying to find a female, because for all I know, there is a gorgeous female waiting in this very room for him somewhere. So who am I to disturb him? And besides, my wife won't mind, will she? Anyway, I'll speak to you soon, guys. Cheers, bye.